go for it.
Just go for it? All right. Okay. Christine Barbara Ellen. Has anyone ever called you Barbara? Have you ever gone by Barbara?
No.
No? Okay.
It's at the time when I was younger, it's not well, neither of my names I really liked.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
mainly went by Chris when I was in the UK the whole time there, and friends and that, I was always Chris to everybody.
Okay.
But when I met with Dudley, he liked the name Christine.
Yeah.
And so I've been Christine ever since.
Okay. So I'm going to shoot another follow-up question to that. Is there another name? Is there any other name that you would rather be called, or that you've liked the sound of that you thought you'd rather be named?
No, I'm happy with Christine. Yeah.
Okay.
Happy with that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Who's your favorite of all of your children's partners? Okay, no, you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer
I think you know. I might. You could have a little bit of competition now.
I don't want to know the answer either way. Okay. Serious question. What's your go-to comfort film?
Oh, I have many. They used to be, well, I guess Stalag 13.
Really? Okay. I haven't seen it. I should watch
Because
it.
of because I know it's like a war film.
Yeah.
And it takes them all through the journey of what they go, how they got caught, and what they do to escape.
Yeah.
And it has that happy ending to it.
That's important. It's good to have a war film that has a happy ending.
I used to feel that I liked Working Girl.
Yeah.
And Ever After.
Yep.
But
like right now, if you had to sit down and watch something, a comfort film, you think you'd choose Stalag 13?
Probably one of them. It is based on a true story.
Yeah.
And also, I do like true stories with a good outcome, like such as Hidden Figures.
Right. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one. I'm so glad I got to watch that at your guys' house.
Yeah.
All right. Least favorite condiment: ketchup, relish, mustard, mayonnaise.
It would be a beetroot relish.
Fair enough. Who is your first celebrity crush?
Ooh.
First famous person you
going way back to teenage years?
First one you remember.
I'm trying to picture now my bedroom wall. My sister Sue, she used to get this magazine, pop magazine called Fab.
Oh yeah.
And we used to take the pictures out of it and hang them on the wall.
So it's just like boys, just plastered with boys all over the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
So back then it was David Bowie.
Yep.
The Osmonds.
Yeah.
Had them on the wall.
Yep.
Thinking his name. Oh God, I'm trying to remember his name now. Ben. Oh, can't remember his name. It's way back. There were a couple of outlaws.
Okay.
Oh, such a long time ago now, but that would have been my first. And I really can't think of their names. Or what the bloody program was called now.
It was a TV show.
Yes.
Huh.
Ben Murphy.
Ben Murphy. Okay. I'll have to
I'm sure that's right.
Up a picture.
Yeah.
All right. Ben Murphy here. We'll take a brief break. Ben Murphy, American actor. He was American. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Elias Smith and Jones?
That's the one, yes. And Pete Jewell was the other one. Ben Murphy and Pete Jewell.
Pete Jordan?
Jewell. D-U-E-L.
Oh, Pete Jewell. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. He's a good looking dude.
Yeah. I was
Um,
Ben Murphy. Sue was Pete Jewell.
Nice.
No,
At least you shared, right? You weren't fighting over one of them.
no. Oh, and it was at the time when the Bay City Rollers were a big hit.
Yep. Yep.
And my favorite was the one with the gigantic mouth.
Wow.
I don't know why.
You're attracted to his giant mouth. Okay. Okay.
Not so much his giant mouth, it's just that he had a big mouth. So.
Okay. I'll leave that one alone. What's something that you've read or heard at some point in your life that stuck with you for a long time?
There's a special poem in the film. I can't remember what the film was called, but it was a war film, and it was a true story, and I think her name was Violet in it. And the poem is called "The Life That I Have Is All That I Have, and the life that I have is yours."
Okay. Sounds very sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you remember any of the poem?
I have got it in a poetry book somewhere.
Okay.
Weird, yeah. So
why is
the
it stuck with
verses
you?
go is yours and yours and yours. I can't remember much of it. Dudley would probably remember more words than me. Yeah, but it was so sad. I think the poem was her. You know, they had these in the wartime. They had used poems, nursery rhymes and such as a code.
Yeah.
And they tried to break her to get that poem out of her, so for important information to crack the code.
Right.
And she went through torture, but she never gave up the code.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a very old film.
Yeah.
But I've always remembered it.
I could imagine. Huh. Okay. That would stick with you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, next question. Have you ever had any paranormal experience?
Yeah, sort of. I've had an out-of-body experience.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It was when we were living in Vicarage Road.
Yeah.
It was late night, I couldn't sleep, so I was sat downstairs in the armchair, and that I think I'd put the television on or not, I can't remember. But I had this feeling that my body left me and shot to the ceiling of the opposite corner of the room.
Wow. Was it just a brief thing, or did it last a while, or do you remember any that happened?
I think it probably lasted. It was probably only a few seconds, but it probably felt like it lasted longer than it did.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
It was such a strange feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I had surgery in 2017, I remember, I obviously don't remember the surgery, but I remember vividly being like floating up in the corner of the waiting room and seeing my parents in the waiting room.
Wow.
And yeah, when I woke up, I was like, okay, that must have just been a hallucination. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But then, like, I remember vividly the detail of the room, and it wasn't like a dream. Nothing happened. I was just watching them.
Yeah, yeah.
I've always wondered what that was. But yeah, it sounds kind of like the same thing, but you were just sitting there.
Yeah.
It happened. Huh.
Well, that kind of may have been a time where I was really stressed, couldn't
Yeah.
sleep, worrying, and I think that's when these things happen.
Yeah. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Did it scare you?
At the time, for a brief moment, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I get back into my body? Kind of
Right.
thing. Am I stuck here?
You're like, yeah, it's not something you do every day. What was the worst injury you had as a child? Do you have any broken bones or
Never.
cut? Never.
Never. I've never been a poorly child ever.
Well done. Well
Yeah.
done.
I think it was all saved up for now.
Okay. Okay. I guess that's one way to do it. Interesting. That's pretty good though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to get into your 60s before you have any health issues, that's pretty good. All right, follow up to that. What was your favorite age as a kid, as an adult? Is there a specific age you're like, you know, if you could have just stayed that age for the rest of your life, would have been ideal?
I probably would have to say when I met Dudley.
You would have been for early 40s?
I think I was just before my 40th birthday, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I would have been 40 that year. We
Yeah.
met in the February.
Yeah.
And I would have been 40 that year. I think that's right.
99?
Dudley will correct me if I'm wrong, because he knows.
I'm trying to do my math here. You would have been 40 in 1999. Is that correct? Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't remember.
You were born in 59?
Yes.
Yeah, so you've been 40 in 99.
Right. Because we met 2002, February 2002. Ooh, maybe I was older when I met Dudley then.
40.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. 44.
I think he was 39 and I was 42.
Okay.